Live guys, welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we are going to respond to two videos, and they're both called by two different people. They're both called Before You Get Married, Watch This. Now I'm going to explain those videos. I've never seen them before. And then I'm going to name this video Before You Get Married, Watch This. Okay, and then we'll just have fun with it. So we'll start out with two motivational speakers. You've probably seen their faces somewhere before. And one of them is Jay Shetty. I guess that's his name. And the other one is Prince EA or Prince Ea. I don't know. I've never heard of him. Well, actually, I have heard of him. But I don't know who he really is, other than being a motivational speaker, I guess. Let's go.
Marriage expert John Gottman can sit with newly engaged couples for 15 minutes or less and predict with 94% success the likelihood of whether that couple will be happily married or miserable and divorced. What is his secret? How does he do it? He says the key to relationship success does not lie in candlelight dinners. It is...
Hold on a second. What did he say? Could be happily married or miserable and divorced, right?
Of whether that couple will be happily married or miserable and divorced. What is his secret?
Happily married or miserable or divorced. Okay, well that's good. That's three different options, okay? Happily married, miserable, married, and then divorced. Half of those marriages end up in divorce. Great. The odds are not, working in your favor very well. And then you've got happily married and miserable married. You understand that the vast majority of time as a married person, you will be miserable. The vast majority of time. Now, this depends, of course, on your attitude. But if you are a person who wants massive amounts of success, okay, and you want to achieve this and achieve that and achieve this, and you don't want to just settle, okay, because wanting the best that life has to offer, and that includes everything, including your women, and including your kids, and including your health, everything, right? We want to have excellence, abundance in it all. The problem with marriages is that the woman will always be in control of you. The moment you commit long term in a relationship with the woman in monogamy, she is in control and she's got you now by the balls. And you better actually do the things that she says, or else she will, most probably, divorce you and take half your stuff if you are an ambitious guy. Now, people might say, well, you can have a prenup and stuff like that. The only problem is that the divorce courts never ever work in your favor. Unless you both have assets. If one of them is a housewife, which all successful men very often desire, they want a feminine woman who's a housewife and who takes care of the kids and blah, 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 just like me, okay? If you have that type of mindset, she will take half your stuff. And if she doesn't get half your stuff, she's going to be in your life for a long period of time until those kids are old enough. And you'll be paying alimony and a lot of crap if you don't understand female nature. Even if you're happily married, unfortunately, in monogamy, that happiness is sparse. It's rare, okay? Because what you're imagining marriage to be is like, oh, I love her and she's in love with me and we're gonna have fun and be together forever and it's gonna be amazing. Except for the fact that she's gonna be turned off by you either immediately once you get married or within maybe 1 year or 2 years. And it's over. It's done. She will never be in love with you ever again. Unless you understand female nature and apply the things that are on this channel. Then she might love you sparingly, okay? But basically having like small itty bitty moments where she's like, oh, I love you so much. That doesn't happen very often in normal marriages. And if it does, it's because the man is less enthusiastic about the marriage. Literally, this is how women are designed. As long as the man is less interested in the woman, but he's still committed, he's still loyal, he's still faithful, but he's just a little bit harder to get, the woman will be more interested in the man during that time. But if the man is actually trying to do everything that he's supposed to be doing, he's trying to unburden her, he's trying to help her with chores around the house, he's trying to help with the kids, he's trying to do this, that, and the other, zilch attraction to you, none so ever. Is that how you imagine marriage to be like? No, it's not. Okay? And I'm already telling you guys before we even hear what these guys are going to say, because the stuff that they're going to say, they've got no idea. Let's hear about their interesting thoughts on female nature, shall we? Let's give them a chance to talk.
How does he do it? He says the key to relationship success does not lie in candlelight dinners. It is not found in trips to Paris or horse and carriage rides under moonlit skies. It is not found in getting your partner a different gift every other week.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And it is not found during long walks on the beach. Gottman says the most important factor for a happy marriage is attention. Small moments of positive attention. When I heard this, I thought about my mom. See, when I was 6, she told me that it was the little things that make the big difference.
Oh my gosh. Okay, oh my gosh, this is so hilarious. Let's go. So, attention. I just told you what happens in marriage, right? Okay, the woman is starving for attention, right? Because she's alone. She's lonely. Why is she lonely? Because she's together with the man that's gone the majority of the time. Right? The majority of your awake time, you're gone. You're at work or you're commuting. That's what the majority of guys go out there who get married and they end up having a middle class, type of lifestyle, and they come home and then they're not home a lot of the day, right? So the woman has been to work, she's been rejected, most probably that's what normally happens these days, or she's a stay-at-home mom with the kids, etc., etc. You come home now as a man and you want to relax, okay? Like you've been out there being rejected and competing and elbows and all that stuff and trying to do what your boss is telling you to do, and then now you are suddenly coming home to another boss, your second boss, okay? And now she wants something from you. Guess what it is? Attention. She's been starving for attention all day. Do you know she doesn't get much attention at work? She doesn't. She's just one of, a random worker at her work. She doesn't feel special at work. The majority of women don't feel special, okay? And so she hopes that she can come home now and feel special around you. But guess what? You've spent your entire day struggling and now you just want to come home and sit on the couch and relax and watch some TV or watch YouTube or whatever it is that you do to unwind. Because most men are middle-class guys who don't work a lot. But what if you are? What if you're the kind of guy who works 80-hour work weeks? The woman's still going to have those issues of needing attention, isn't she? So she's going to call you 14 times a day while you're doing your 80-hour work week, needing help with this, needing help with that. The kids, you said that you were going to do this, and things just fall through the cracks because you have more important things to do. She says the little things are what make the big difference. Well, guess what? As a man, we're not designed to think about the little things. We're designed to think about the big things, the big picture. Okay? While the woman is like, oh, but you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do this. What the freak? Not the woman's fault. She's designed like this and programmed like this for a reason. But it's not your job. However, it's your fault. It's not your job, but it's your fault. Why is it your fault? Because you did not know about female nature. You were ignorant about what women need in order for them to be emotionally fulfilled. Again, she's been rejected at work. She gets no attention there because she doesn't feel special. She comes home, the kids are nagging all over the place, or she's been home all day and been nagged all over the place by the kids, right? You come home, she wants attention, and you just want to relax because you're a girl, right? You don't have capacity for 80-hour work week out there, so you don't have capacity for 40 hours plus the, 40 hours at home a week where the kids need you and your wife needs you and you need to do this, that, and the other. Fulfill a motherly role as a man. Being her friend, being her girlfriend. This is what happens in the vast majority of marriages. No offense to those that are married, but men don't know this when they enter into this contractual agreement with the government and with a woman that they have no understanding of. They have no understanding of female nature, and they believe that because we love each other and because we commit to each other and we have equal value systems and maybe even the same religion, it's going to work out okay. Well, guess what? If it fails, it's your fault as a man. Why? 100% of the time, it's your fault because you did not understand female nature. Women are not designed to spend their days without other women. Yeah, but she can have friends at work, or she has her mother, or she has this, that, and the other friend that they go on walks and hobbies with and all that stuff. Yes, but she needs a constant friend. Actually, she needs 2 constant friends, in my opinion. Okay? Because they need each other. Women need women, but not just once in a while or once a week or twice a week because, things are hectic and we never have time for each other anymore. This is women. We don't have time. I don't have time. I'm so sorry I forgot to call you, or, but I can't make it this week because, man, things are really hectic and I'm tired and blah, 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 blah. Eventually, women can't handle holding friends because they don't have capacity for each other and they're both burdened. Women need women. And monogamy, just simply, from my experience, doesn't cut it in terms of women getting the attention that they seek. They just want to feel special. But guess what? You can't make them special. The fact is, what is it that attracts women to men? What is it about men? It's the fact that they have power, okay? The ability to do. Okay, so once you come home and she wants your attention now, okay? You give her some attention, but it's not that kind of attention she wants. What kind of attention do men usually give women, okay? Well, when we give women attention, what kind of attention is it? It's purely sexual, isn't it? Very often. Especially if you're, normal man. Or you're masculine and you see a beautiful woman, which is your wife, right? What do you want to do? Especially if she wears her whatever, nice clothes at home, right? The kind of stuff that's not a lot of clothes. Do you understand what I mean? What do men want to do? They're just sexually interested. And a woman just wants the female friend. She just wants attention. She wants to feel special, but not that way. Okay? So anyway, it's so funny the way that, let's keep watching.
And as I look back on my parents' failed marriage, I see that it was those little things that eventually became non-existent.
Failed marriage. Interesting. I wonder if this guy's married. I'd like to know, bro. Because you might be talking about something you've got no experience in. But you might have seen that those little things disappeared. Huh.
And if you're watching this now, then I know it sounds reminiscent because it is all too common today on this planet that we take each other for granted. We don't know what we have until it's gone. We lose touch with those who mean so much by neglecting the things that are so small.
Okay, this dance in between is really not helping us to focus on the things he's actually saying. Yes, we take each other for granted, but why is that? Why do we take each other for granted? Because we're trying to seek or get something from each other that we can't get. Women need more women. Men want more sexual access, but also they want worship, which they don't get from a woman who has not fulfilled her female emotional needs first. Okay? It's so tricky because women want a man first, and then they want to have their emotions fulfilled by women, and then they want together with these women, they have the man, and then they can enjoy each other, okay? Like that's roles, separate roles. The man fulfills his role of being gone the vast majority of the time. That's his role. And then number two, he comes home and he just acts as a man. Just a man. He provides and protects luxuriously, if he has the ability to do that, which he should be, okay? If he's actually followed the steps that we teach on our channels. And then he comes home. These women have not seen him all day, but they've got their fix. What fix? Attention. They've had fun all day, focused on each other and each other's emotional needs and each other's happiness. He comes home, guess what? They don't need attention anymore. They don't want attention, but they want a little bit of attention, right? And so they share their man so that all of them are fulfilled. They're equally fulfilled, but yet it's like how can I put this? It's just like women don't want to be the only woman who wants her man. That's how women are designed. That's female nature for you. And when you come home and you're a low value man, which you are because she's superior and she's the one who bosses you around and tells you what to do, you're not being a leader. And she needs a leader, and you're not being very powerful. And since you're not powerful because she bosses you around, because that's what she has to do, because you just want to relax, then she's going to be turned off, and then it's not really working. You see how all this fits together?
Now look, if you want to book a limousine with a mariachi band inside to take your sweetheart on a helicopter ride, that's fine. But I have to mention, none of that compares to giving your consistent, undivided time and attention.
How can you do this if you're building an empire? If you ask Elon Musk why he got 2 divorces, I can tell you 100%, yeah, I didn't invest much time in them. My work is more important. And he's right. He had a purpose, and he had a purpose from the get-go that this is what he was going to accomplish. Guess what? If those women, it just doesn't work for a man to be on his purpose 80 to 100% of the time, 80 hours to 100 hours a week, and then manage to have a woman who needs social and who needs attention and who needs. It's not a man's job. It really isn't. And we inherently know this, but when you're married, you kind of have to. Well, what else are you going to do? Because she feels emotionally unfulfilled. What are you going to do? So if you have a lot of money, you're going to give her all the stuff that he's talking about. Gifts and whatever. That's not what she wants. She wants focus and attention, but she wants it from a high-value man or from someone who understands her and her femininity and just wants to sit there and listen. Listen to her gossip. Listen to her venting about negative stuff that happened at work. Listen to her problems with her friends. Listen to all that kind of stuff and gunk. No offense to my wife. That a man of high value who has important things to do because the world is suffering don't have time for. Right? So men of high value want women who can actually take care of themselves. However, the more she does that, the more she doesn't need you and the more independent she's going to be. And then she's going to have those emotional needs met from someone else. Right? Why did Jada cheat on Will? Why? Because he was unavailable emotionally. And he had no understanding of female nature. Right? So if he'd been there for her, emotionally available, okay, then she probably wouldn't have cheated. But he doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand that it was his fault. But at the same time, he's probably doing the 80 to 100-hour work week, isn't he? So he doesn't have time for the attention and the details that women need.
Because lasting love, as Gottman said, is all about the small stuff. It's about looking to your partner and telling them, I love the way your hair looks in the morning.
Is it all about the small stuff for women? Absolutely. Do men have more important things to do? Of course. Okay? However, If a man is high value and he says those things to a woman, then she likes, oh, wow, the important man in my house, who I love with all of my heart for specific reasons that I detail on these channels, okay? That high value man said something to me, and he appreciated me, and he gave me a little bit of attention. Not a lot of attention, a little bit. Why? Because if you give a lot of attention, then there's less demand. If supply and demand here, guys, if you give a lot of attention, that's like eating a lot, and then you eat more, and then you eat more, and at some point you're just like, yeah, I don't want that anymore, so can you just take that elsewhere? Like, get it away from me? This is how women feel about their husbands who are trying to apply this crap that motivational speakers or people who have no idea, squat knowledge about marriage and how it actually looks. And how a masculine man who has a massive work ethic, who wants to solve the world's problems, he's trying to do it, but she's holding him back. And it's not her fault. It's simply the man's ignorance about what she needed in the first place. See, if he had taken care of her emotional needs from the get-go by helping her to have multiple women in the home, maybe she wouldn't have those problems. Because she only seeks attention, and she wants the feminine stuff. What is that? The hair thing. I love the way your hair looks in the morning. Is that a masculine thing to say when a woman is like... Do you get what I'm saying here? Women say this stuff to each other naturally. Men, when they want to be sexual, then they say stuff like that. But women don't want the sexual background, okay? The background noise from your head, which basically she feels, okay? She feels that you're basically giving her compliments, and it's a shallow compliment if you just want one thing from her, which is what happens in monogamy because you don't have access to a lot. It's either her or no one. And since you ejaculate on a continual basis, you are in hypersexualization mode, meaning you can't get it from anyone else, and so you need it from her. If you practice even retention, it helps a lot. But still, sometimes, also, if you're low value in general, if she's not attracted to you and you keep repeating nice, wonderful things to her because maybe you honestly have those thoughts. And you're, man, my wife is beautiful. Wow, she's amazing. Wow, her hair looks amazing this morning. Wow, you look fantastic. And she wants a high value man, okay? Then she doesn't really want that kind of attention. Like, have you noticed that on Instagram or YouTube or wherever you see it, even out there in the marketplace, when women get, maybe you've even done it. Maybe you've even complimented a girl and she was like, why are you talking to me? Like, do you understand what I mean? That's very often what happens with girls who get attention from someone that they don't want attention from. Women can actually go around scantily clad, right? Almost no clothes on them. And men think that they're doing it for them. And so men go up to them and they're like, wow, you look amazing like that. And the woman is like, why are you talking to me? And then the guy's like, well, look at you. You're dressed like this. That means, you want to be sexual and stuff like, no. Maybe she does, but with the high value man, not with your low value ass. Does that make sense? And that's what happens in marriage. You become low value ass. Yeah. It's sad, but this is the majority of time in marriage. The times that are exceptions to the rule, and that's all it is once a month, or maybe once every 3 months, or if you're lucky, you get it on a routinely basis, like maybe twice a month, if you're lucky. Okay, so like 90% of the time, you're basically living with someone who's nagging you and telling you what to do on a continual basis. It doesn't work very well if you're trying to achieve joy, bliss, and happiness on a constant, continual basis. And that's my standard. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm happy in my marriage, believe it or not. But I'm only happy because I know this crap. And I know how to apply those things. But we still both know, me and her, we understand that we're not as happy as we potentially could be because she doesn't have other women around. She desperately wants the other women. Desperately, right? Did you get what I'm saying? Because we figured it out, that aspect, in my opinion.
Looking to your partner and telling them, I love the way your hair looks in the morning. It's about sending a random I miss you text to tell them that they're in your heart and on your mind.
You understand that women would naturally do this if they were in love? Like, you don't have to tell them to do it, right? This video obviously is for women as well, right? Women, you should treat your men better, okay? And then it's man, you should treat your woman better. But women do this naturally. And guess what? Men do too. If they're in love, and they're literally in love, which no marriages are. And if they are, it's very temporary and it lasts for a few hours and maybe a few days, okay? And then that's it. And then they fall out of love again. And they have this, constant cycle up and down of crap. And then I feel pretty good. And then crap. And then crap. And then I feel pretty good. And then crap again. It's a complete, why? Because we're following your woman's reproductive cycle, man. Do you understand what her cycle does to her brain and to her hormones and to her, her... You don't know this stuff. We don't know enough about this stuff. This is why I've made that video. 100 reasons why you should not get married. Okay? But what's the alternative? I'm explaining the alternative for you right now. It's called 3 in Love, and there's tons of reasons why. And it's societal reasons mostly. And then, interestingly enough, it's exactly how women are designed and how men are designed. And you put that together and you're just like, dang, this actually was how women were designed. Perhaps. Take a look. Subscribe to the Women of High Value channel so you can understand female nature.
It's about when they call you during the day, does your voice light up like a dream come true?
Look at these guys. Look at them. I mean, what? Maybe. Why are 2 guys calling each other anyway? Oh, sorry. I guess they're, in today's world, you have to be accepting of homosexuals, and that's marriage too, right?
Or does your tone sound like you've got better, more important things to do?
Guess what? You as a man do have way more important things to do. And so you can't always be there for your woman again and again and again, every single day. Attention. You understand that women want attention their entire awake time? Did you know that? Their entire awake time. So if you can't give them 1 hour of your time, people say that 1 hour is pretty good. If you can actually sit down and listen to your wife for 1 hour, your marriage is probably going to last. And I agree. But she still has another 15 flippin' hours that she doesn't get filled. Who's going to do that? Her friend? No. No one has capacity for that. No one has capacity for the emotional needs that a woman has unless she has 2 other women available for her continuously throughout the day. Why not 2? Why not just 2? Because they would get on each other's nerves, and they only have each other, so they don't have another option. They need a 3rd one there so that they can play off of each other instead of, I need you, right? So there's inequality in a relationship very often. If there's only 2, guess what? It's like the 2 women would have monogamy on their own in that relationship. So the man is gone the majority of the time, and then the women have monogamy at home all day. At one point, you kind of want a distance from each other, okay? But if you have 3, then you can play off of each other and each other's needs, desires, etc., etc., and there's no leader-follower, okay? If there's 2 people, there's always a leader-follower type of thing, and dominant, submissive, whatever. But if there's 3, they can be equally yoked.
It's about choosing praise over blame. It's about holding their hand when you know they are afraid, and you might be too, but you say, I'm here. It's gonna be okay. It's about pressing pause on your favorite show so they can tell you about their day. It's about making up funny nicknames. It's about complimenting a new hairstyle. It's about noticing the funny way their lips curl up when they smile. It's about the simple things like remembering that no matter how hard it gets or how much you argue, you're on the same team.
You want to argue? Do you really want the fight? Because there's no peace in monogamy. Have you noticed? I'm going to make a special video about this. And I'm going to put it on the Women of High Value channel. And it's going to be called Monogamy is a Case Study That Didn't Work. Or something like that. Because it was a theory, okay? Monogamy is a theory that didn't work. Why? Because we have billions of case studies that it simply doesn't work. Doesn't work in what manner? It doesn't work in the sense of creating joy, bliss, and happiness on a continual basis for both genders. Hey, nothing works 100% of the time. Okay, can we get something that works 80% of the time? 51% of the time? Why do we have to always do stuff that works less than 40% of the time? Even if you work at it. It's crazy. Okay? It sounds like I'm demonizing marriage, and I am. But I'm still married. I'm never going to get a divorce. My wife will never leave me because I understand this stuff. Okay? However, I'm warning you guys. Don't get married. Understand female nature first. Okay? Well, actually, number one, allow yourself to be led. Begin to understand how female nature actually works. Okay? Allow yourself to be led to do the 80-hour work week for a long period of time so that you can develop the type of work ethic that develops a purpose and the vision that you won't give up on no matter what. And then you lead yourself. You show that you've got discipline. You show that you can be trustworthy. You show that you can be responsible and accountable. And then you begin to lead others. But not women and kids. You lead others, meaning other men. Okay? You begin, because they're feminine too, the majority of the time. So you lead them because you actually are able to lead yourself and you've actually allowed yourself to be led. So now you can lead others. And now you're helping, you're managing to lead a team, maybe they're employees, maybe whatever, right? And you're building up your conglomerate. You're building up your business. Now, once you've got tons of money, okay, now you're ready for the women. Not because women need you to have money for them to be attracted to you. Money so that you don't have to be massively distracted by the scarcity of resources that femininity has in your home. Scarcity of resources is the number one thing that causes problems in the marriage, but also amongst the kids. If you've got cash, you can take care of that. Obviously, the biggest, scarcest resource there is your attention. But if you're going to actually achieve those massive, huge dreams that you want to do, and you want to actually create peace on earth like I want to, you don't have time to be at home 16 hours a day. You don't have time to be at home 8 hours a day to provide them with attention. And guess what? They don't even want you specifically for 8 hours a day. They just want you a little bit because you're a man and you disrupt femininity. Masculinity disrupts femininity at home. It doesn't fit in if you're there the vast majority of time. But if you're feminine, then it kind of fits in, but it's warped. And it's kind of, you begin to get on their nerves, but it doesn't work very well. If you as a man want to develop masculinity and you want your woman to remain in her femininity, the more time you spend together, you become like each other, meaning you become more feminine as a man and she becomes more masculine, and then we get problems. Because she has unlimited feminine potential, which she doesn't get to work on if you're home, and she has limited masculine potential, which is the direction she's heading if she's spending a lot of time with you. And you're the opposite, right? You got limited feminine potential in terms of cleaning, in terms of taking care of the kids, in terms of doing all the chores that a woman naturally would do, but you've got unlimited exponential potential of doing the boring and mundane stuff that no woman really wants to do out there in the marketplace. You want to do that stuff because you know where it's going to lead, because you're consistent. Man, I really hope that this video is working today. Hey, it's working.
It's about the simple bliss of watching a movie cuddled up in the bed. It's the gentle kiss right on the forehead. It's about the eye contact at the breakfast table, where due to the light hitting them at a certain angle, you notice a different shade or texture of their eyes.
Oh my gosh. What the flip? Like, do you know how often that happens in a nagging marriage? Well, Joseph, maybe it's just your wife. No, it's not, okay? Watch yourself on how you talk about my wife. I'm talking about general principles here that happen to the vast majority of couples. You will never be able to actually understand what's happening unless you talk to a husband privately, sit him down and hear about it all and have his deepest honesty, okay? And tell him, I'll never tell your wife. I promise. Okay, hope to God. Right? But I need to know because this dude is really scaring me away from marriage. Okay? There's no need to be scared about marriage. There's a need to be scared about marriage, but there's no need to be scared about women. Because women are amazing if you simply manage to give them the environment that they need. But giving a woman an environment for life that makes her fish out of water kills her slowly but surely inside. That's what you're doing to the woman that you are committing to for life. She's committing to for life. Guess what? She's dying slowly but surely inside by your presence. Even though she loves you as a friend, she does not love you as a lover, and that's exactly why she's dying inside and why women very often cheat. Not all the time, okay? I'd say that maybe less than half of those couples that manage to stay together for forever, maybe less than half of them cheat. Who knows, right? We'll never know the statistics. However, she wants to, okay? The more masculine she becomes, the more she wants to. And that's a problem. And that was your fault as a man.
It's about those tight hugs from behind. It's about choosing to be kind instead of right all the time. It's the small gestures to show them they are truly treasured. It's not about the fancy dress-up dance clubs, because slow dancing in the kitchen wearing sweatpants is way better. It's about being weirdos together. It ain't always about making the heart melt. It's about getting them a glass of water.
Being weirdos together? Do you see how feminine this video is in general? Like, do you feel the essence of femininity here? What is marriage? What is monogamy? Is it a place where both can be feminine together? No. Do you want to be feminine? Because that's what you're going to become if you apply the stuff that he's telling you here. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that stuff. If you actually are in monogamous marriage, yes, that's the stuff that works the best. But it's still going to make your relationship suck. No offense. But that's reality. Reality check, people. Okay? So what are you going to do instead, right? You should ask that question.
When you get one for yourself. And yes, I
am going to go through the comments at the end, so stay with me.
Realize that with so many extravagant celebrity weddings, for some people this may sound like trash. But if your partner doesn't feel seen, appreciated, or listened to without fear of judgment,
I agree with this one. This is completely correct. As a man, this is what you need to do. You've chosen monogamy, then stick to it and be freaking responsible. You don't drop her. It's your fault and your responsibility to make things work. Okay? You fell in love with her. She maybe kind of fell in love with you. Probably. If it's not working, you're responsible for her life right now. You're responsible for making sure that she's happy all of the time. So you now will just have to allow her to be the boss, and you just try your best to make her happy all of the time. Is it going to work? No. Is it better to tear her down and to ignore her and to do all of the player stuff that a man needs to do to game his wife? Maybe sometimes that's necessary. Not the rude stuff, okay? But the kind of stuff that basically, when she says love you, I love you, then you sometimes don't say it back. Okay? That's necessary in a monogamous marriage. Why? Because if the moment you love her more than she loves you, she's turned off. Immediately. Like that. Snap of a finger. You love her more. You show affection more than she does. You're more attentive than she does. You do more stuff for her than she does for you. Yeah, there you go. That's female nature for you. She's going to be turned off. Okay? So I'm not saying manipulate your woman. Don't do what players do because it's rude. And you're going to create more problems as a result. Why would you do that to a woman you love? Because or else she won't love me? Bro, you just need to understand how her emotional makeup works so that you can actually figure the problem out once and for all so that she can be happy all of the time without you, while you're still committed to her and she's committed to you. The vast majority of the time, women were not designed to spend time with their men. And so they spent time with their man, who is a girl. And that's the best thing that works in monogamous marriage.
Then what kind of partnership do you have? It is said that 3 billion people in the world will go to bed hungry tonight. And there are 4 billion who will go to bed hungry for a single word of love and appreciation. If you have a malnourished partner, loved one, or friend, then please listen. I want you to feed them small acts of love and attention. And now is a good time to start, because it truly is the small moments of our lives that take up the biggest part
of our hearts. Hey, he's right though. I completely agree. It's femininity that helps us feel alive and excited and fired up outside our brain. However, when a woman is burdened, which was your fault as a man, she doesn't have capacity for those things. She doesn't have capacity to do the small things for you that makes it so that you can do the small things for her. You see that? A woman who's burdened doesn't have capacity to do the nice things for you and to actually love you and to do the things that you need her to do in order for you to reciprocate so that you can remain high value. So the moment you initiate, and you initiate again, and you initiate again, and you initiate all of the nice, small, wonderful things that a man should be doing, or a woman should be doing, or both should be doing, the moment you continue to initiate things, you're the one most interested. And if you're the one who's most interested, she is the one that's least interested. I hope you guys understand how this actually works, how this actually functions. And if you have this warped, this amazing fantasy of how your marriage will look like in the future, and if your woman doesn't this, do that, and the other, then it's her fault. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Good luck, okay? Try it out, but it's the most important decision that you will make in your entire life. And I'm telling you, before you understand female nature, do not do it, okay? Don't do it. It's because I'm saying this because I love you, man. And I love I love the woman. Yeah, I love everyone, right? So I want to make sure that everyone who goes into marriage knows this, knowing well in advance how it actually looks like. And guess what? Married people aren't going to tell you because there's no better alternative. What's the better alternative? There is no alternative. You're going to be single for the rest of your life? You're going to be single as a man for the rest of your life? Women, do they want to be single for the rest of their lives with their cats? No. What's the other option? I'm telling you guys, understand female nature and you will understand 3 in love.
Of our hearts.
Yup. Interesting. Let's... You're awesome, bro. I'm proud of you, man. Almost 6 million subscribers. You're doing a great job. Let's check out the comments. And let's see. I always tell people only women can cheat. A man cannot cheat. What? What are you talking about, John? Men cheat a lot. That's ridiculous. Oh, let's see. Even demographics and climate change don't permit now. Let's see. Hi, Joseph. So have you and your beautiful wife found any sister wives yet? Sure hope you will find soon. And no, we haven't. And we're not even looking. We're not even really interested in anyone at this time because life is messed up when you're married, okay? And we want to make sure that our lives are orderly and amazing before we have them into our lives, okay? We got 3 young kids, so there's a lot of things to think about and make sure that everything's in place before we have them. And so that's what I'm interested in, making sure. One question, despite female nature being present in a woman majority of the time, you are aware that each human has both energies in them, are you? However, they are balanced. Yeah, you have no understanding about female nature if you're saying that I have to make another video. I think I actually made that video. My latest video on the Women of High Value channel, I called it, Do Women Want Equality? Check that one out. That one explains everything. More male in males and female in females naturally. However, it does not mean that something is wrong with the human if it's not so for some time. Acceptance is key. By the way, people will use that, and they do use that against me all of the time. However, there's a fallacy in that one. And briefly explaining it, and I actually even explained it in this video. Weren't you listening? Women, femininity, were designed, okay, for femininity. That's nature. Men were designed for masculinity, nature. Women have unlimited feminine potential. They have limited masculine potential, okay? And it's not about balance, because if you're balanced, you're out of balance when it comes to masculinity and femininity, okay? What is balance? It's 50-50. Are you man or are you a woman? I'm not sure. The more polarity there is between people or between the two in a marriage, the more likely it's going to work out well, okay? So in other words, the more masculine a man is, the more feminine the woman most likely is. That polarity causes wonderful tension and attraction, okay? But if the woman is half-half, she's still going to be attracted to a man who's majorly masculine. But if he's also half-half, he's not tapping into his masculine potential. She didn't tap into her feminine potential, which means that they're a mismatch. A mismatch because they have a balance in masculine and feminine energies. You've got no idea what you're talking about, bro. None so ever. Okay? So just want to make sure that you guys understand this. Don't you want to fulfill your masculine potential? To be able to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors all the time? And actually be able to be happy all of the time? That's the only way. If you move towards masculinity as a man. A woman, she remains in her femininity, meaning, what's the definition for women? It's being unburdened. Okay? If she's burdened, she's masculine. If she's unburdened, she's feminine. And if she's allowed to remain in her unburdened state, carefree state, where she can just enjoy herself all of the time and have her emotional needs met, she's happy all of the time. But a burdened woman is not. So it's not about balancing the energy, because that don't work. Everyone's trying, and it sucks. You look at the world, they're all talking the same stuff that you regurgitated right now. It's all in these wonderful marriage books. Yeah, everyone's got masculine and feminine, you got to balance it out. No, screw that crap. It doesn't work, okay? I've tried it, okay? Like, no, men move towards masculinity. Women, if men do, they will be allowed to remain in their femininity. No offense to you, EJ. I know you're trying to do... Oh, sorry about that. You are a woman. I forgot. Let's see. And I'm not hating on you. You understand that, right? Also, I know enough about life biology, and people need no patronizing, controlling people. Learn to control yourself, especially lusts, blah, blah, blah. It's hilarious how guys with no control over even their own life are blaming and judging women and go around breaking young women's hearts, and then they wonder when women choose feminine men. You're right. I completely agree. Men should never, ever, ever blame women. Ever. Okay? Does it sound like I blame women in this video? Then you have my deepest apologies, because that's not what I do. I'm just explaining to men. This is a man's channel. Men of high value, right? And I'm telling them, please, understand female nature. Understand that you cannot blame them. In other words, understand that you're responsible for everything that happens to you and everything that happens in your marriage. And guess what? If your marriage don't work, okay, and I'm not talking divorce here, if your marriage, even though you're together for the rest of your life, if it doesn't give you true joy, bliss, and happiness, it's your fault. It's not her fault. You put her there. So men need to wake up to that fact. Life is hard enough. Ain't got time for burdensome energy pulling guys who think women are either their moms or a plaything. Want to laugh and live in peace and playfulness, and I do. No hate, just truth. And yeah, I agree what you're saying there, EJ. So thank you so much for watching, though, guys. It sounds like I'm stressed. I've heard from my client that I sound stressed in some of my videos. And it's not that I'm stressed. It's I'm really passionate about this stuff. I really want to create peace on earth. And we're just, in my opinion, we simply are not going to do it with monogamy. It is the foundation of everyone's lives. It is from where we sprang, okay? Monogamy is where we all start out, whether it's working, whether it's a single woman, whether it's whatever, okay? It hasn't worked very well for the last thousands of years, okay? Or hundreds of years, or however long it took since Constantine and the Roman Empire actually implemented monogamy in the Western world. But this is what we've got. And it's not working. What's your alternative? Give me your alternative and we'll discover it. We'll discover it together. What's the best option? What actually works that allows women to be happy all of the time, to live in peace all of the time, to enjoy the now all of the time, while a man goes out and provides and protects and does his job to make sure she has the resources she needs so that she can be happy. Okay? Give me another family system. Anything. And we can scrutinize it on this channel, but I'm telling you, from my experience and from our theories that we've discovered on this channel, and I'm saying discovered for a reason, because this is not something we developed. In my opinion, this is something that has been eternal from the very beginning, and we just haven't understood female nature before the internet arrived. But now we know, and now it's just simply about researching and understanding. This is the Men of High Value channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.